Hey, this is Charlie Benante with Anthrax, and you are listening to the Shout It Out Loudcast with Tom and Zeus. Wow.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down. Yes. Stop pressing the button. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Hey! Why? Why do that to the fan? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's wrong. What are you talking about? 617-525-08. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 275. We're calling this one Unfinished Business. It's my personal private business, Tom.
Well, Eric Carr, it doesn't look like you're doing any business. Yeah, we're going to be digging deep into the record store day version of this one. We know this has been around for a while, but because everybody was getting all excited about the very cool version that was released on record store day, vinyl and CD, we're going to take a deep dive into this one.
It's our Kiss member outside of Kiss album review. We actually did one earlier this year, Aces.
Yep.
And usually we only do about one a year or so, but we wanted to get to this because technically it's almost like two new albums by Kiss members outside of Kiss.
That's exactly right. And both of them, 10,000 Volts and this, were kind of getting a lot of play on social media, especially the Kiss groups, because like you said, they are new releases, quote unquote. Well, especially Eric Carr here is kind of like a re-release with some tracks. So anyways, Kiss fans are talking about it, so we are too.
Didn't I just release that great new album, Anomaly? Did that come out this year? When did that come out? 77?
I'm not so sure the word great applies to that one, but we'll, when we get to Anomaly, we'll figure out what word we should use.
Does that get the one with I sing those lyrics like Chuck Berry?
Oh, wait, there's some
rock and roll or something like that.
Don't worry, there's some lyrics we're going to be singing on this Unfinished Business album, too.
Oh, we're going to have a classic from this album that will be regurgitated throughout Shout It Out Loudcast.
Yeah, exactly.
What did we do last week, Tom?
We talked about Kiss's appearance on Kids Are People 2, where they introduced Eric Carr to the world. It was a short clip, but there was a lot to unpack there. Let's take a look at the poll that we always do here, of course. What was your favorite part of the interview? And the options were introducing Eric Carr. Ace asking the crowd, "Kids, is Eric a fox?" The kids asking about Peter Criss or George Jefferson. Now, this is funny. Now, the whole point of this appearance on Kids Are People 2 was to introduce Eric Carr, right?
Yes.
The kids asking about Peter Criss got 44% of the votes.
Well, they're all haters. We're all haters.
Introducing Eric Carr only got 24%, so got 20% less. Ace asking the kids if Eric is a fox got 18, and I'm shocked that George Jefferson got 14% of the vote.
How many people are like, George Jefferson? What does the Jeffersons have to do with this?
Yeah, exactly. Let's get to a couple comments here. We had a lot of people saying about how they remembered watching this. And
I'm shocked. I never.
Me too.
Like, I wish I had those memories of me watching all these Kiss, pop culture moments. I never saw any of them. I never did.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because I do remember watching this show, but I don't remember this. Our buddy West Beach, Kiss going for the young crowd only for it to bite them in the ass. I think the same thing happened at Twisted Sister when their crowd got younger and they lost credibility with the metal crowd. It wasn't until Creatures that Kiss regained respectability with the metalheads. Yeah, that's true. Matthew, put that cookie badow.
Is that the badow guy?
Put that badow. Matthew Badow. Yeah, sorry, that's forever going to be your name. Fair play to Ace's Peter Chris shout out. He must have been missing him. Being stuck with Grim and Grimmer nagging the fuck out of him. On another note, I bet it wasn't easy for Eric hearing the obvious love for Peter. Love the fox. Yeah, it's a good point.
Hey, let's hear it for Peter.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that was Peter right there. I thought he just gave him a little bit of new makeup. Who's this guy, Eric? Paul Caravella. Hey, what's up, Paul Caravella? My name's Paul. There's 3 Pauls in the band.
Hey, Peter. Gene ain't gonna like it with this new makeup you put on. Holy shit.
And then we had a lot of people pretty much commenting on the awkwardness of that kid. Who's your favorite? Peter Chris. I mean, Ace Frehley. And then a lot of comments about people saying how they remembered fondly watching it and stuff. So yeah, that's enough from Twitter. This is going to be a long episode because there's 200 tracks on unfinished business to talk about. So
yes.
Yeah.
So over on the Book of Face, our page, Adam Nierenberg. I watched it when it aired and was already an Eric fan at 13. Eric came off really professional and even inspirational. And you know these questions were not pre-screened or planted. Peter got his comeuppance here. Listening to now with the canned applause over the live show package is a little cringe. For Kiss, it was all about the hype.
Yep.
Ronnie Bacharski.
Uh-oh.
Dudes, I'm fucking crying laughing. Zeus, your Paul Stanley impersonation sounds like a gay Vinnie Barbarino. Epic. Jesus, what the fuck was Kiss thinking going on that show? Kids are people too? They should have just called it Loads with Names. I don't even understand that.
Oh, I do.
I don't even get it. Tell me afterwards.
It's from Ronnie Bachowski. Use your imagination.
Oh, God. Talk about bottom of the barrel for the band. So desperate. They were about one step away from me on Sesame Street, licking Snuffleupagus balls behind Oscar's trash can. The hard point for me, how ridiculous it was for Gene in one sentence going, "Don't try this at home, kids. Safety first." Right into Peter's wife is a hot piece of ass. Here's where you can find a picture of her so you can whack your bag to it. The whole thing was creepy as fuck. It goes to show how out of touch Bill Aucoin must have been at the time. He must have been mixing, I'm not even going to say it, with his lines of coke, and it clogged up his fucking brain. Nonetheless, hilarious episode. Find more horrible stuff they've done in the past to talk about. It's the best.
Don't worry, there's plenty.
Mark Flores Music puts up a picture side by side of Louise Jefferson and the kid that asked the question. I believe his name was George Jefferson. Oh
my God.
Ahmed Smith. I remember this Saturday morning. I was pro Peter Chris until Eric Carr walked out. It was like, wow, there's another one? I was 6 at the time. I really thought there was a Kiss universe, what they all came from. Watching it now might be a little funny, but then it was everything. When Ace says, "Can everybody breathe okay now?" Watch Gene. He gives Ace a dirty look. Also, it's Eric that says, "How old are these kids?" Funny to watch now. Also funny that they used the same Dynasty promo video and just inserted shots of Eric from the Palladium show.
Interesting. Yeah, good.
Graham Richley. That was amazing. I never seen that. Consider it was Kiss introducing their new member. It's interesting that it isn't on Kissology, but I can understand why. They have now become a pop rock band catering to a junior audience whose main concern was around why Peter left, not who the hell the new guy was. Fair enough. You want to sell us the new guy, but we want to know what was wrong with the old one. What a kick in the nuts for Gene and Paul. Although Ace seemed to enjoy the Peter focus. I love seeing the change dynamic here with Ace as vocal as the other two. Paul as amiable and funny team member, and poor Eric feeling like Jan Brady rocking up the party in the new wig.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. All right. On Loudcasters, Ken Ryan puts a gif of George Jefferson strutting in his apartment. Todd Sacagno. How far the mighty have fallen from being a dangerous hard rock band for young adults to a kiddie band overnight. Yet they couldn't tell how fast they were rocketing towards the bottom.
Sad, I know.
Michael Galante. Who's your favorite member? First kid out of the gate. Peter Chris. Kevin Doyen.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit. I was out working in the garden listening to this episode. I was laughing so hard when you were talking about Ace having shit problems. Getting shit stains on his cape and chiming in. Something smells like shit around here. I almost died. I was bent over laughing, and my wife looks at me. Are you okay? She thought I was hurt and crying. Funny shit, guys. Keep on killing. Kevin, thank you for that. You just
awesome, Kevin. That's great. Yeah. Oh man.
I got a Snickers stain on my cape over here. That ain't Snickers.
How about that meme? The kid, I can't, forgive me for not remembering who created it. It's a picture of Ace and it says insufficient diaper.
Insufficient diaper, Star Child. We need a cleanup on aisle 2. Oh, shit.
This is why they make 2 or 3 of these costumes.
Hey, kids, every once in a while, we have a little bit of an accident. You know what it's like.
Actually, Ace, everybody in our audience is properly potty trained. I don't think they experience those difficulties that you have. You will eventually, kids.
Josh Brown, you guys are absolutely right. Paul would never touch Kiss music or rework it with Soul Station.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I laughed so hard at this episode. The actual interview just makes you go, oh no, don't ask that. And your guys' take on it was just as hilarious as the interview itself. I feel bad for Eric with it, though. I'd forgotten about the Ace and the kids being a fox. I cringed in my car saying, what the fuck, Hayes? Great episode.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Justin Seal, Peter, tell George Jefferson and the other fuckos I said hello. Isn't Eric foxy and free? Oh, God. And then our buddy Joey, the fucking America's least favorite realtor this week. I love these episodes. We all get to look back and shit from our childhood together. It's hilarious that these kids keep asking questions about Peter, and I've always wondered why shows like this weren't edited before airing. They could have replaced all the Peter questions about Eric or Gene spitting blood or whatever. Side note, I wonder if any of these kids are Loudcasters now. Oh, I mean, I think someone would have said,
you
hey,
imagine?
I'm in there. Hey, it's me, George Jefferson. What's up? Oh man.
You could get away with not having to edit. There was no social media back then. So the episode drops, they play it, and then it friggin' goes away. There was no forum for people to talk about it and joke about it like there is now.
Yeah. And by the way, Tom, point of personal privilege here, please.
Go ahead, barrister.
I gotta get this off my chest because we love our Loudcasters, and then
every time we say we love our listeners, it always goes with, but I'm about to bludgeon you.
But the other day we had a fun interview with Ace's backup band, and that is Ryan and Jeremy came on to talk about their awesome new album, Rock City Machine Company, which we love. I love Joey.
Except for the production, though, Zeus. It's tough.
I love Joey. I do. I think he's one of my favorite Loudcasters of all time.
Of course.
But I like, this is the part of me that's like, I have trouble with this because I'm like, let me get like, I feel like I'm bitching even too much for the bitching that I do. And it's like, I feel like I'm becoming like a certain other grumpy host of a different podcast that loves to berate people on his page. And I don't want to become that old man that screams at kids to get off their lawn.
Too late.
Yeah. But
well, actually, you're lucky because I do that. I do that all the time. I'm like, what do you got? Why are you in front of my house? What do you take your dog somewhere else? Yeah. What are you doing here?
What are you stopping? You stopped in front of here. Yeah.
I don't want you to, I'm not buying anything. Go away from me.
Yeah, I can't shut the fuck up. I have to fucking spit it out. I'm always a person that I don't like to bottle things up. I have to say what's on my mind. And we put the episode, we drop it and stuff. And God bless you, Joey. The only thing you fucking mention is like, oh, I don't like the dude. These are fucking friends of the show. We have them on as guests. And the first thing you do is shit all over the production and dissected it like you guys are a bunch of fucking Martin Popoffs.
Who? You mean Joey Romanek, America's favorite sound engineer?
Fucking listen to the song. I don't like it. Don't say anything. It's a fucking guess. Be nice. Well, I shouldn't say don't say anything because this is a free forum. You can say what you want.
Say what it right.
But
right.
But I don't get what we're doing here, people. Like, everybody's become fucking so important that we have to fucking overanalyze and dissect everything that makes like listening to music, which should be a fun discussion, into fucking breaking it down like the fucking Zapruder film in fucking nuclear physics. Look, what are we doing?
What we do. But I have a solution here, Zeus. What we're going to do is this.
Cut off all feedback. Nobody's fucking getting mentioned anymore.
By the way, I've been asking for that for about 5 years, but I keep getting overruled.
And by the way, so you know, it's me that's fucking keeping it. The guy that's bitching about you guys is the one that wants to keep the feedback going.
But you just
Tom is the one who's saying, get rid of it. Get rid of it all. We don't need to fucking hear from anyone.
But feedback is you pump it into your veins because it gives you this outlet here. But what I was going to say is, this is what we'll do. The next time Joey hosts a very nice thing about a home in Florida, a 3-bedroom house, an in-ground pool, I'm going to comment. Oh, yeah. What kind of outlets are those in the bathroom, though? Those aren't the right kind of. Yeah. I don't like that baseboard molding.
Yeah, I had a nice sale. I got a nice sale, help these people out. Yeah, well, the realtor down the street got 6.5% on his listing. What'd you get?
Yeah. You know that wall-to-wall carpeting is terrible. That's too bad.
Yeah, I saw what your new homeowners fucking decorated that place in. It looks like shit.
You know what?
That's exactly what it is, Joey.
It reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where Jerry goes to that woman's office to heckle her at work.
What are we doing? And it's not just the Joey comment. I mean, give me a break. I've been bitching about a lot of this shit stuff. I feel like at some point here, we jump the shark with feedback, and it's become open mic night at the fucking improv.
It's almost become, honestly, the way I look at it, it's feedback has almost become like a spin-off show.
Yeah.
You had
this week on feedback.
we had
fucking Johnny Coolballs thinks of Zeppelin 4.
Well, we had Happy Days, and then you had Joni Loves Chachi, and nobody liked Joni Loves Chachi, especially the people over in Asia, because they found out that Chachi means cock. So they were watching Joni Loves Cock.
Perfect. I want to do more feedback. I love it because I told you, I think I told you and Murph this. Like, why do I go to Bruins games? I went and just saw the Bruins win Game 7 against Toronto live in overtime. For that one win, that joyous moment, I have put myself through so much pain of watching my favorite team lose in front of me. I've seen two Stanley Cup teams win the cup in front of me in Boston.
Yep.
I have seen losses. I was at the 2003 Red Sox Yankees loss, but I was also at 2004. So I put up with it for that beating that I take mentally, just for that one win like the other day against Toronto. I put up with all this shit that drives me nuts just for that one comment of the week that I see that just brings me that joy.
Which we haven't even gotten to yet.
Yeah. And the rest is just, what the fuck are we doing, people? I love it in some sense because it gives Tom and I shit to bitch about.
Oh, yeah.
And we love to bitch, as you guys know. But it's just, if I don't say it, how can I not? Isn't it my fault that I'm constantly going to get annoyed and disappointed if I don't say to you guys, hey, maybe
fuck
we
off.
do it this. I wasn't going to say fuck off, but maybe
kidding.
if we say this instead of this, but just, I'm going to get, dude, I've never heard a show bitch about their listeners more than, I'm like, dude, there are plenty of people that bitch about their shows more than we do. But
yeah, but here's the difference. If I could jump in here, the difference is we're bitching, but and I mean this like at least from me, we're bitching, but we love Joey. We don't want Joey to stop listening and stop commenting and stop contributing and stop being involved and interacting. This is part of the show. Us bitching about stuff is entertainment for us, and we know for a fact.
And if you become a fan, and if you become a listener, you're putting yourself in the fucking line of fire that you may get.
Shout it out Loudcast is a full contact sport. So and that's what it's become. And if you're not ready for that, then go somewhere else.
And again, I went off on a tangent here, but it's not a rant against him.
No,
and I just had to get that off my chest. God bless you, brother.
There you go.
And I'll catch you on Everyone Loves Raymond. So let's go over to YouTube now and see if what we got over there. 1978 solo album says, seeing them on their show when I was a little kid, that's where it all started for me. Hooked. Love that stuff. Marty White. Oh my God, that was an absolute blast. The interview was unintentionally hilarious. And then the airplane quotes about cockpits in Turkish prisons had to stop myself from laughing out loud because my girlfriend, who has a steroid problem and built like Lou Ferrigno, was asleep in the other room. I'd catch hell if I woke her up. See, for all that shit I was bitching about, I wait for these Marty comments to make me happy. And then our buddy over here, Chris Flood.
Oh, yeah.
What's more embarrassing? Gene telling kids Peter had to leave the band because he married a hot chick. Or Don Henley before the Hell Freezes Over tour saying, who will sing background vocals, picture of his cars or pictures of his room? Was Joe Wall still drinking then?
Nice Vision Quest reference right there.
Our good buddy, Montreal 3944. I believe that's Montreal Voots.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got like 40 names.
I don't understand why YouTube does this. They change things or add fucking comments, I don't know, to people's names or whatever. But when I first saw this episode, I thought, who the fuck is their management thought there was a good idea for Kiss, a band desperately trying to stay relevant for its hard rock fans amidst a lineup change, to appear on a Sunday morning show aimed at children? They threw themselves to the Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Van Halen faithful, who would not hesitate to call them a clown circus act instead of a heavy metal band. Yet after reading a bit about the show, many popular performers of that era were guests on that show, even at a time when they were in the spotlight, like Billy D. Williams, Brooke Shields, Irene Cara, Debbie Harry, wearing 10 grams of clothing, Cheap Trick, Patti Smith, Reggie Jackson, even Bill Cosby, that Jell-O pudding-eating motherfucker, and the kid from Eight Is Enough. So perhaps it's a wise investment move for the band to create an interest among his age group. And who knows, maybe Gene got to meet and greet one of those kids' mother. And thanks to the episode, guys. Informative, funny, and a pleasure to listen to as always.
Nice. Thank you.
Tom, over to you, buddy.
Let's go to Instagram, and we got something from our buddy James Campion, author of Shout It Out Loud, The Making of Destroyer. If you guys have not checked out that book, it's absolutely one of the best Kiss books. He says, never mind that. I was comment of the week. Does that come with a plaque? Well, James, as an author, I'm going to have to edit your comment because you wrote plague. Unless you think you're going to get the plague from listening to us.
I got the clap one time from some chick down in 34th Street.
James, we love you, brother. I never know how to read these friggin' usernames on Instagram. AGR Zetro 1975. I'll never forget watching this as a kid. I was so excited and so early in the morning. Man, I am stunned at the amount of people that remember watching this. Let's look at a couple emails here. Our buddy Mike H. This particular episode was how I found out that Peter was out of the band. Imagine my horror at 13 years old seeing my favorite band on a show geared towards preteens. Even though I was embarrassed, it contained some valuable info, and I sucked it up just like I did for everything else they did before and after. I specifically remember the girl in the audience answering Peter when asked who her favorite member was. Was that a girl or a boy? I don't know.
That was a boy.
This was in front of the band, and the look on Paul and Gene's face was epic. I think Ace chuckled, too. A cringy moment was when Ace interrupted and shouted, "What do you think, girls? Is he a fox or what?" Bunch of 9-year-old girls, funny as shit. Anyway, thanks for the memories. Our buddy Angelo Capasso, I was devastated. I was 12 years old in 1980 and was destroyed by the cover of People magazine's August edition. Peter was out of the band. The Fox was replacing my idol. The reason I even picked up a set of drumsticks was Peter. And I saw him in 1975 during the Dynasty tour. This can't be true. You must realize in 1980, you got what you could get on Kiss, mostly in magazines and albums, so minus the Dynasty concert, Paul Lynn and Phantom, that was it for me. Reality finally set in September of 1980, the day I knew my band would never be the same. It hurt really bad and stuck with me for years. Eric Carr was great, but he wasn't the Cat Man. I cried at the 96 reunion. To this day, it's the best concert I've ever seen. Peter will always be my idol, not just for drumming, but his cancer scare and sticking to his beliefs. I know this is long-winded, but it's important to stress what Kiss meant to me in my heart as a kid and still today as a 56-year-old grandfather. Peter will always be the backbeat to my life story. Thanks for listening, guys. You are the best. Yeah, Angelo, it's a great email. Mark Bomer, or Bamer.
Boner?
Boner? He's got a little bit of a vent here. There isn't enough vitriol in my considerable vocabulary to describe the horror and hurt I felt when I saw the Dynasty look and feel revealed in 1979. In hindsight, though, let's be real. The fact of the matter is that our band began its youth, as in kids, invasion during the second half of the Love Gun Alive 2 tour. The band did not evolve to the superhero look. Rather, it was a calculated, considered choice the band made during its 2-year hiatus to cover themselves in saccharine to appeal to a fan base they likely constantly demographed the shit out of. And to some of your earlier conversations and speculations, count me in as a fan who wishes they had skipped the real credibility disasters that were Dynasty, Unmasked, and The Elder. Good albums, all of them, but to have Eddie Kramer or Ezrin behind the console for all of them. All in all, another great show, TNZ. Thank you, and keep up the great work. And last email here from Vinny Salmeri. Refreshing to hear the guys have to field questions that were not pre-submitted for their approval. Nice to hear Ace get mic time. He even sounded coherent. I've gotten used to the slurring, nonchalant, I don't give a shit way he talks. It was refreshing and a nice reminder of something else. Cheers, Vincenzo. And that's what we got for emails.
Tom, I'm going to finish with the comment of the week here, and that is on our Loudcasters page. This is from Gordon Duncan.
All right.
Host, what's your name? Kid, George Jefferson. Host, what's your question? Kid, why did Peter Chris leave, and why are you guys moving on down to a non-deluxe kid show on a Sunday morning? Well, Gordon, for that and making me laugh and giving me that fucking reason to continue the fucking Loudcaster feedback, you, my friend, are comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. Like the way you think. We're going to be watching you.
Bravo, Gordon. I love when people get it. Get the jokes and then turn it into something even funnier. Great stuff, Gordon. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Gordon. Restored my faith in the Loudcasters. And Tom, what we do at this point is we always give a shout out to our Patreon family. Once again, we got a new Patreon member.
Careful,
man.
Careful.
His name is Joel. I'll call him Kunzman. Joel, I'm sure you've heard it. And I'm not going to add to it, but I hope I didn't mispronounce your last name. And thank you for joining Loudcaster's Patreon family. Patreon is where people can make a monetary contribution to us, help the show, and you get stuff in return. I believe at some point shortly, Tom will be sending out the new ARC pick for the Patreon family. Yes. Where they get to pick what album we review for the album review crew. We have things like polls, we have merch, T-shirts, stickers, we have input, we do our video chats. There's tons of stuff with our Patreon family. And then there's always the Patreon comments, which we love, our own in-house Patreon stuff. So Joel, thank you for joining Patreon. And if you're interested in joining our Patreon family, you can go right to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Right on the landing page, it says Patreon. Click that, find one of the tiers that fits your needs, and join the Patreon family and become a cool guy like Joel and help us out. We really appreciate it. Love our Patreon family. Thank you guys for all your support.
Patreon, you guys are the best. A special shout out to Joel. Thank you so much for becoming part of the family. Yeah, please check us out. Download the app, Patreon, search for us, click on the link on our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Please, 4 different tiers, all different kinds of things that we offer to you guys as a give back for your contributions and your generosity. And stay tuned. Those emails or messages are going to be going out about the June ARC pick that will be for the Patreon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, Tom, what we do next is we go over to Kiss World. Anything there?
Well, Paul Lemonface Stanley taking bike ride selfies again.
It's Lemon Lips.
I'm sorry. No one gets out of here alive. No one beats the clock. But you can fight it and then keep your fingers crossed. I'm staying as long as I can because it's the only thing I'm sure of. What? Is that a lyric from some shit song you forgot to release in the 80s? And then, of course, another picture of him drinking wine. Looks like he's sitting on a fucking 2x4. I mean,
he loves to he must be a spokesman for them. He loves to promote that wine.
Yeah. One thing I will never get tired of is just him annoying me. It'll just never end. Other than that, kind of quiet. I know Bruce is doing some events. He's coming around here soon in the month of June. He did a video the other day. I love his videos. He did a video about the Tears of Falling solo. It's cool stuff like that. But other than that, kind of quiet. I know at the end of this month is the 45th anniversary of Dynasty, so people are kind of hoping something comes for that. But again, quiet times for Kiss.
Yeah, nothing really going on. So,
Nope.
All right, Tom, let's take a quick little break. I'm going to go grab a drink with Ace and George Jefferson. Hey, George, is Wheezy coming or Tom Willis? How about that great guy, Mr. Bentley? Is he going to show up with us?
All right, we're back. I've had to, interrupt the little meeting there with Ace and George Jefferson. They were sharing a couple juice boxes, so it was a good time. Forgot how good these things are. Still struggle with that straw. Get it through the little foil hole at the top. Very tricky.
Oh, shit! I didn't realize how young you were. Officer, I didn't know. I thought he was a little bit older. Fucking George Jefferson. What did you say to me? Like, what was the other name that the kid could have been like? Yeah, we got a question over here from who?
Oh, what's your name? Hi, this is Stanley Roper. I have a question for Paul.
Hi, this is Louis De Palma from Taxi. I got a question for you.
Oh, God.
G'day. All right, Tom. Eric Carr, Unfinished Business, album review. So, Eric Carr's Unfinished Business, as we know, has been out for quite some time.
Yep.
And this version just came out on Record Store Day. And I remember you were like, hey, did you want me to pick you up? I'm like, what am I going to do with a vinyl? You're like, no, they have it on CD. I'm like, get it.
Yep.
And so I was really excited when you picked this thing up for me. You got it on Record Store Day. I believe the previous year, Rockology got this same kind of treatment, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So good thing for the Eric Carr estate, I guess you'd say, is that they're taking advantage of Record Store Day. They're re-releasing some things with incredible packaging. This originally came out in 2011, but they just repackaged it for Record Store Day. They always do the CDs along with vinyl, which some bands are starting to slowly do that a little bit more now with Record Store Day. And if you can believe it, just as a sidebar, we talk about this. Some of them are releasing cassettes. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, but enough.
Yeah, I know. It's executive produced by Loretta Caravello, Eric's sister.
Yep.
So they put some love into this. I'll give them credit. the first thing that comes to mind is, great. Do you have more? Like, is there more stuff that you're going to release after this one? Because you just did Rockology, you just did this. Hopefully there is more. That's what my mind went to originally when I heard this was coming back out and getting a new treatment. Because they did put some unreleased stuff out on here. And so I'm like, oh, does that mean you don't have any other unreleased stuff? So I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Unfinished Business, I was familiar with it, but I'll be honest, I never owned the original one that came out in 2011. It's a collection of demos, unreleased stuff, some guest appearances by artists that we'll talk about. So it's not a true album, quote unquote. It's definitely for the deep dive Kiss collectors and the Eric Carr fans, but it's definitely part of the Kiss world. And like you said, there's a lot of love and care that they put into these things.
Yeah. And so we're excited to go through this because I know a lot of people have been talking about this lately. So for me, I can't wait to get into this. And what we normally do is when we talk about an album, we talk about when we got it. We both just said it. We just got it. So yeah. I didn't own this before. So this is new for me. It's new for Tom. And the next thing we usually do is go into the album cover. Tom?
Yeah, and this is where they really blew the doors off. I mean, so I'll talk about the vinyl edition, and Zeus can talk about the CD edition. So the vinyl edition, I'm sure you've seen it around. It's a box set format, and the cover itself is taken after the Creatures of the Night cover. It's got Eric in the makeup with that nice blue. It's got Eric Carr written in where the word Kiss would be written, that font. And then it's got Unfinished Business written in the top right in the font of Creatures of the Night. So amazing stuff. But the really cool thing here for the vinyl, and part of the reason why the box set takes up so much space, is that if you press the spot between Eric's eyes, they glow and light up like a bright white, like in the I Love It Loud video, the Creatures of the Night, those glowing eyes. And it's actually pretty wild that there's actually a USB charging port on the side. So when the batteries die, you can charge it. I've seen some comments online, people having difficulties with the thing charging or staying lit, whatever. That's not the whole point of this. I mean, it is what it is. And then the box opens up into a gatefold. There's a very cool poster with some original artwork. The record is a 2-record set. One of them is blue. One of them is yellow. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous set, and again, kudos to the Loretta and everybody who put the time into this, because they know what Kiss fans want. They don't want just the music. They want something that they can look at and something that they can hold and something that makes it a collector's item. And I'll tell you right now, stunning stuff right here.
Yeah, I have the CD. It also has a little hype kind of on the side of the CD, like a little pamphlet that covers like a quarter of it on the side. Yep. I know the album itself, I'm looking at the vinyl, has that little hype sticker there. Yeah.
Yep.
And the CD has the same cover. Obviously, mine doesn't light up. The back is a great picture of Eric in that Eric Carr kind of famous pose that he does where he stands up and he's got his one arm up and the drumstick in his hand. It's a great picture.
Yep.
It's got all the tracks on it. When you take it out, inside, there's the CD is in a sleeve here. The CD itself looks like an album. Looks like
Which
a vinyl.
Is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The one photo is Eric in that white tiger fucking suit Elvis jumpsuit thing from Animalized that we know of. The back side of it is a photo of him in the Fox makeup.
Yep.
And then you have this pretty cool little poster that comes with it.
Yeah, it's great. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of colorful Eric photo in the Fox makeup. And it's got a bunch, which I really like, song descriptions. And
that's the huge thing. Yeah, that's the huge thing that I think is really important.
What are you listening to?
Right. It tells you it's a story of the songs. It tells you who's singing, who's playing the music, where it's from. So I think that right there is essential, because who the hell knows what any of this stuff is for the most part. So I think that's really great, especially for our purposes. for our purposes, it adds to it too.
Oh, you got that wrong. That was actually September 22nd when he released that unreleased demo. What are you talking about? Anyway, yeah. So the release police can go screw themselves. I don't really care. And then they talk about a little bit about the 5 unreleased tracks that weren't on the original Unfinished Business.
Yep.
There's a little blurb about those as well. Great packaging, great cover, great back cover.
Yeah, and I give him credit because again, when they released Rockology, they did a couple different versions. They did one where they turned the cover of Rockology into the solo album style, like where it had like the original painting artwork of Eric Carr. It had the font, just like the 78 solo albums. Then they did a picture disc thing. So they're doing a really, really nice job with this. And, I see this stuff. It makes you love Loretta and Eric's family even more. But it also, for me personally, creates a little bit of frustration. Like, Kiss, where the fuck are you? Why aren't you doing this right now?
Yeah. I also, we'll get into it. I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get into it.
Yep.
So Tom, there's a lot of tracks here.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Well, Tom, there's some tracks here and there's some little blurbs, Eric talking and things like that. We're going to go through everything. We'll listen to everything and we'll start right now. Let's get into it. Start with track 1.
Yeah. So Eric speaking to the fans. Very cool to hear his voice, and it's a nice way to start the album, just a little introduction. So always that's very cool, I thought.
Yeah, I know. Like for me, I'm okay with this. This is, most people nowadays have like Spotify playlists, things like that. They can arrange it. So if you're at a party, you want to play music, you don't want in the middle of music, like, dude, what's going on? Is that a radio address going on? Like in the middle of your party? Like you will be able to change it around. But to me, if I'm listening to this and I'm listening in the car or listening to whatever, yeah, it puts a warm smile on my face listening to Eric and hearing his voice. And it makes you feel his spirit and his kindness and his genuine love of the fans, which is legendary. And here's another quick example of it, right?
Yep.
Let's go to track number 2.
Just Can't Wait. So originally released as an instrumental in 2001. It was remastered using Eric and Bruce's original studio drum and guitar tracks. But then you have Zeus, our favorite, from Danger Danger, Ted Poley, supporting the song with his vocals. Now, this sounds like the most 80s teen movie theme song after school special music I've ever heard in my life. I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's just wicked 80s. And I can't believe it says it was a oh baby, I just can't wait. It's like coming soon from John Hughes, starring Anthony Michael Hall.
Coming up on the WB after Seventh Heaven. It's Just Can't Wait. An urban family moves to the rural city and has to learn the new way of life.
And they also have to learn to listen to Danger Danger.
It reminds me of like that 80s, 90s, like now shows are coming up on Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. It sounds like it's straight out of the 80s. It's not bad. It's just pretty sticky sweet of a song, but it's not bad. But what I will say in all seriousness is I like the music. It just shows you how talented Eric Carr was in terms of song construction and melody and hooks. And I'm sure we'll get into this more. It just provides a little bit more frustration for me, and I'm sure you too, that Eric didn't get to contribute more in his time in Kiss as a singer-songwriter. So that's kind of what I take from this.
The credits on this is music written and performed by Eric Carr, Bruce Kulick, and Adam Mitchell. Remember when we had Adam on and talked about all this stuff? Then lyrics say Nick the Quig.
Yep.
Clemente, lead vocals, Ted Poley, background vocals, Ted Poley, Mike Lendonsma. I fucking no idea. Yep. So when I heard this the first time, I got the CD, I downloaded it to my phone and I played it in the car. I'm like, oh, wow, cool. This is Eric doing really poppy shit. I didn't even realize that it was not even Eric Carr until I listened to this album a couple times. I started reading the notes. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. All these songs I heard weren't Eric singing? I thought they just found these songs and just cleaned them up a little bit. I like that they found some work of Eric's and reimagined it or whatever. I just, I thought these were his original songs, I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that is track 2. Let's go to track 3.
Troubles Inside You. So this is what we're talking about. You get really raw, unfinished demo, poor audio quality coming from a cassette tape featuring the vocals of Mitch Weissman, former Shout Out Loudcast guest, Kiss songwriter, Beatlemania man. Again, this is just for the Eric Carr Kiss nerds. It's hard to make out what's going on. It's written by Eric Carr and Mitch Weissman. There's a drum machine. And it just says here, Mitch jokes about how he and Eric were kind of quote unquote fooling around with it. So
I think he sang in the closet.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, it says Mitch wanted to try something different. He sat inside of a closet with his microphone. So,
Tom, I actually enjoyed this one. It's kind of, like they could have made it into something you could see it. I guess this is what exactly a demo is.
Right.
It doesn't sound bad. I like Mitch's voice.
Yep.
Even though it's muted in the closet.
Yeah.
But it's fun. This is what like a lost track kind of album demo thing should be. I'm not looking for, oh my God, this is Hotel California. Like, how come they never released this? It's an interesting take on a song. I enjoyed listening to it, and I like Mitch's voice. So
the way I look at it is, if you're the kind of person that likes, if you still buy DVDs or Blu-rays, if you're the kind of person that likes like deleted scenes or something, then you'll like this album. And I love deleted scenes because I want to see, oh, why did that get cut out? Or hey, that should have been cut out. That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, and I think it's Attack of the Clones when they have Anakin go to the Queen's family farm or something. You're like,
yep,
there's a whole fucking shit going on here.
Why was that deleted?
Yeah, like why did you put that in it? It shows a relation because it went from get away from me to, oh, I love you, let's have children. Like,
right.
What the fuck? Where's that middle part?
You kind of skipped over something there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyway, I found this interesting, Tom. All right, let's go to track 4.
So this is Eric talks about his music. Again, just you're going to get a lot of these kind of like little interstitial things in between here. It's just cool hearing his voice, and he's just a charming guy, and kind of just makes you wish that he was still with us doing something. So it's nice to hear his voice. That's all it is. Yeah.
So this is the one of him joking about why he didn't get to sing, or why they let him sing, because he wasn't going to come out or play the drums unless they let him sing.
Yep.
I listened to this and listened to some of Eric's stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Why didn't you fucking let him sing?
Yep.
Good God, you guys missed out on a huge deal. And that's one of the things I pick up on this album.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they basically underused this guy who had obviously all this talent, could sing, and they just fucking threw him in the back burner. I don't know why, but
Paul was threatened.
Yeah.
That's my theory. I have no inside information of that. Obviously, that's my take.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the next track, Tom.
No One's Messing With You. So this is our kind of third go around with Little Caesar here. We had the original on Hot in the Shade. We had Ain't That Peculiar on the box set. And now we have No One's Messing With You. Same kind of stuff, just different lyrics. It said this was actually discovered on an old DAT recording made by Eric. It says this version has an entirely different set of lyrics and a vocal melody. And it's a demo, so there's no lead guitar tracks, but Bruce is on there with some riffs. So again, I love this. I mean, first of all, I love Little Caesar. I know you really like it. I think Ain't That Peculiar on the box set is cool. And just here's another version of it. It's awesome.
Yeah, we've had the privilege of speaking to Loretta, and she always talks about the 3 versions of this song.
Yep.
And they Ain't That Peculiar is where they basically got sued. They took Ain't That Peculiar, basically the Marvin Gaye song, and threw the lyrics in there just to kind of scat over this song. And then this is the beginning part where you hear Gene saying, all right, why don't you be Little Caesar, and let's change it to that. Because every time he sings this in this demo version of that I'm listening to, now I like it because I like Little Caesar.
Yeah.
I'm always fucking up because I'm always singing the fucking Little Caesar.
Little
lyrics.
Caesar. Yeah, me too.
But he also has way more like, I don't know, oomph behind his vocals and puts more passion behind it on the album version than this. Obviously, because this is a demo. But I like hearing this. It's interesting. It's just like hearing Bad Loving. Oh,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it's not better than Calling Dr. Love.
Right.
So, yeah, glad this is here. All right, Tom, next track.
Well, we're going to review a song performed by Shout It Out Loudcast Hall of Famer Joey Casada is on this album.
God.
I mean, I know Joey Casada.
It sucks. It's terrible.
It's Car Jam 1981. We're familiar with the version from Revenge. But this is actually pretty awesome. It says longtime Eric Carr fan Joey Casada, the backbone and driving force of ZO2, pays tribute to Eric Carr with this remake of Car Jam 81. Look, I'm going to be like a little bit of a nerd here for a minute. I think it's kind of cool to listen to an Eric Carr album and talk about it with like a friend of ours who performed on it. So kudos to Joey. I think it's pretty cool for all the shit we give him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can listen to anything and hate it more than a fucking drum solo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know what you mean.
I have no interest in this. I'd rather hear the bucket guy outside the garden when I walk out, smacking on white buckets. It is what it is. It sounds like the Joey's talented. He can do it. Congratulations. I don't want to listen to it, Joey. I'm sorry. But I love the riff in the beginning, the breakout riff that goes on Ace's album later.
Yep.
It's cool. Joey does an awesome job. But it's Joey Casada. Fuck him.
I knew that was
and
coming.
fuck his drum solo. But Eric fucking obviously rips. And Joey does a great and admirable job covering it. So
yep,
that's enough for him. All right, Tom. Next track is this.
Eric talks about his Kiss audition. Again, fun little tidbits here. It's not just, hey, this is Eric Carr. Hi, everybody. It's like you're learning a little bit of something. I think that's why this is the packaging here. And again, I know this was all in the original that came out in 2011. None of this is new. But I think it's cool. I like hearing this stuff. And it's 10 seconds of audio. You don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. But like we always say, particularly Zeus, I want it here, and then I'll decide if I'm going to listen to it or not. And I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoy this kind of stuff. Talking about his Kiss audition, he sounds a little confident. His voice sounds like just such a normal guy. And it's a kind of a hard thing to explain. It just like, I don't know him. I've never met him. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. So hearing his voice is refreshing to me. And having this on here makes me feel closer as a fan of his and his music. So I enjoyed hearing this. And I like that they added these kind of things in here. All right, Tom, this next track is, I'm not even going to say. Here it is.
Oh, boy. Just what Zeus wanted. A different version of Shandy. Now, let's talk about this. In 2007, Eric Carr's 1980 Kiss audition tape was surfaced, and it featured him singing Shandy. For this one, they lifted his vocals from the tape and combined it with a new musical arrangement. Ooh. Look, I love Eric. I don't know if it's his voice. I don't know if it's the tape quality or what, but this sounds really bad. I'm sorry. No, I don't know if it's his voice or if it's a tape. It sounds warbly. It sounds unsteady. It sounds shaky. Maybe it is his voice. Maybe it's because it's an audition tape. There's nerves. I do think I don't want to say it's good. I'll use the word interesting. The arrangement, the beginning of the song sounds like something that you'd play like at a cocktail hour at a reception, like with like soft music playing. And then all of a sudden.
So you mean it's like you're at the Beaches Resort in St. Lucia? Like someone's tapping on a fucking congos and all the other shit.
Yeah. It's really interesting. And it says right here, enjoy a unique version of this Kiss classic. There you go, Zeus.
All right. Believe it or not, I'd rather hear this version than the Kiss version.
Is that because it's not like pop discoed.
Yes,
It's just,
because it doesn't have that jingling, ding, 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 whatever
Yep.
fucking wind chimes beginning that it has.
Yep.
And Eric's voice is okay. And I don't like Paul. Obviously, Paul's got the better voice, but it's just stripped down.
Yep.
It's still got the stupidest fucking woman's name for a title.
You love it.
And I don't have hate for this song or version like I do the real one. So
Right.
I'll give it tons of credit that I don't hate this.
Yeah. Well, it's proof that you don't actually hate the song. You hate the version that was produced and released on the
I
Unmasked.
hate the fucking title. I hate that jingly shit. I mean, because all of it sucks. Easy as it seems, fucking Tomorrow, all that shit's
How dare
fucking
you.
brutal. And I know you guys
still
all,
you still ranked Carnival of Souls below Unmasked, which I'll never forgive you for, but
because
that's okay.
because it does have some good songs on it. There's non-Pauls. It's almost like, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
it's almost like the Carnival of Souls where the Paul songs are the worst,
Yeah.
which is very strange. That never usually happens. So if Paul is the worst on an album, that definitely makes the album one of the least Kiss albums. That's how I
Fair.
look at it.
Okay. Fair. Yep.
All right, Tom, next track.
Well, we get to talk about our friend again. All Hell's Breaking Loose. This one is performed by Joey Casada, ZO2. Driving vocals by Paulie Z. Powerful drums by Joey Casada. And bass by David Z. The core of this metal classic from Kiss. I love this song, and I think they do a great version. I actually think Paulie's vocals are fucking awesome on this. Obviously, it's not Paul, but I think it's a great version. And again, this is why I kind of really dig Unfinished Business, because you're getting stuff like this on it. I think it's cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love the song. Again, when I first heard this, I'm like, oh, Eric is singing All Hell's Breaking Loose. Why the fuck would he do that?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think anything of it. Paulie Z's got a good voice.
Yep.
The band does a kick-ass job on it. I love this song. Obviously, it's not Kiss's version, but they do an admirable job on it. I like it. The worst part about this song is Joey. He sucks. But the rest of the the rest of the band kicks ass on this. Is a great version. It's great cover. It's a fucking incredible song. So there you go.
Yep.
Tom, next track.
Dial L for Love. So a little side story on this one here. So I have a bootleg album called Condemnation, which was, if you're a big Kiss nerd, you would know that was originally going to be considered for the title of the Crazy Nights album. So there's a bootleg album called Condemnation, and it's pretty much the raw tracks from Crazy Nights without all the incredible keyboards. And when I say incredible, I mean too much. So it's a raw version of Crazy Nights. And one of the songs on there is Dial L for Love, but it includes Gene vocals, which is fucking incredible. It sounds awesome. Now, this version here is just the music demo written in 1987. And it says right here, one step away from being complete. Kiss fans can hear this unreleased track. This is what I'm talking about. Why is Dial L for Love with Gene vocals performed by Kiss only available on some random bootleg vinyl that I found? His version of the song is great. And I think maybe that's probably why I enjoyed this one a little bit more, because I've heard it with vocals. But again, it's just music. There's nothing here other than that. So,
Tom, you want the song By My Vault?
Well, guess what? I did. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered.
If you want a different version of Dial L for Love, Take 48 by The Vault 2. Electric Boogaloo coming soon. You get to hear this and pay me $4,000 and hang out with Vinnie Vincent. While he,
by the way, hey, he's back on Spotify.
Yes.
Or in Apple Music streaming.
Who will book a party that he won't show up to.
Nice.
This is, for me, I don't know that version, Tom. I know this version now because I've listened to it. It's just a good guitar riff. Ding, ding, right? That's this heavy kind of guitar. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll be anxious to hear what the next version of it is that I haven't heard yet. But this version is pretty cool. It's got a good fucking more Kiss-like music than Just Can't Wait. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
This is more in line of that, I see, than Just Can't Wait.
Yep.
All right. Tom, the track that we all been waiting for to review is this.
Just like the Elephant Man. I mean, okay.
This is rivaling.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Elephant Man.
We didn't need a Mongoloid Man 2. What do we got here?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about this song. The title is beyond absurd. You got some guys here that we know. You got AJ Pero. You got Key Marcello from Europe. Bob Gilmartin is doing the vocals. I don't know why I know that name. I feel like I should know who that is, but I don't. But anyways, this song, okay. I hate that I like it because the chorus is so I don't understand what the song is, but I think it's a catchy song. If you can, I'm driving and I catch myself singing just like the Elephant Man. I'm like, what am I doing? But I think it's cool. It says Eric Carr wrote the lyrics for this song in early 91, but due to his untimely death, it was never be complete. In 2006, music was composed for his lyrics, and now Elephant Man is debuting on the new CD. This is back from 2011. I think it's interesting. Like, I don't get it, but I think it's kind of cool. I just think the title is hilarious.
Tom.
Jesus Christ, Elephant Man.
I've got a song. It's called, I Really Love You. Fuck that. Change it to Elephant Man. Like, this is like such a Gene title.
A wicked. Just like the Elephant Man.
Imagine being a cover band at a local bar and be like, thank you. We just did Sweet Home Alabama. This is another great song we're going to do. It's called The Elephant Man.
And then you'll see me in the background. Yeah!
And during the show, a guy puts on the fucking John Merrick Elephant Man costume.
I am not an animal.
What are we doing?
I don't get it.
What are we doing? Look, that being said, Tom, okay, I have to admit, I couldn't stop fucking laughing when I started here. I'm like, this is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Right? This is like, dude.
Well, because he's singing so soulful and so serious.
And it's all passionate.
Yeah.
By the time I just listened to it again today, I can't turn this thing off.
I told you.
I don't know if it's because of the gimmick of being called the Elephant Man, but he just gets like his voice gets higher and then the music picks up. It's almost like a fucking 80s Karate Kid or Vision Quest, like a kid's like running and montage and he's overcoming the odds.
But it's called the Elephant
Man.
Right.
He's like, just like the Elephant Man, I'm going to overcome this. Like, what the fuck? How did it work? I don't know.
Imagine if in Rocky 3, Apollo Creed goes, Rocky, you gotta get that back. You gotta be like the Elephant Man. And then no one ever heard of Eye of the Tiger because Rocky was the Elephant Man.
Gotta be like the Eye of the Tiger.
No, fuck that. You gotta be the Elephant Man, motherfucker.
You sounded like the guy from Kirby Enthusiasm. No, fuck that. No. What's his name?
Oh, JB Smooth? Leon?
You sound like Leon. He's like, no, fuck, gotta be like the motherfucking Elephant Man. Gotta get all up in that.
Now, one nice thing about this is that his sister Maria and his niece Sarah Jean are doing background vocals on this song. So that's a nice thing. But you're right. For all the jokes we're making about the title, I like the song.
I love the song.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I can't believe it. And it's one of those things like where we have to say to somebody like, oh, you heard that? Yeah. Hey, what about that fucking great song, Elephant Man?
Seriously. I know. I know.
Oh, man. All right. Let's go to the next track.
Eric talks about Mark St. John. This is such a random thing. It's pretty much Eric being like, I don't know if he was shit-faced or what, but I ran into Mark that night. He was kind of fucked up.
I don't know, that's when he was in his meth stage or what. But yeah, he it's just weird because, like, if I'm on St. John's family, I'm like, the fuck did you put that in there for?
I agree. It's very odd. And I thought of that too.
Yeah, like, you're like, dude, so great. My son is going to be known as the fucking crackhead when even nice guy Eric Carr's like, what the fuck is up with that guy?
Yep.
Yeah, I just found that a little bit odd to be added. Next.
All right, Midnight Stranger. So this kind of leads into why the Mark St. John comment was there. So it says, ex-Kiss guitarist Mark St. John contacted Eric's family in 2006. Eric had given Mark a cassette tape containing a demo of a song that Eric wrote called Midnight Stranger. And when Mark heard that there was a new CD, he was eager to be a part of it. Weeks before Mark passed away, he was in the process of creating some lead guitar parts for the song. Sadly, he passed away. It's a demo. It comes from this original 25-year-old tape. Again, it's a demo. There's no vocals, just music. Sounds like it maybe could have been turned into something if it was given the chance. I don't know. But I guess that is kind of a cool thing here. You hear the quote that Eric is talking about Mark and like, what the hell? But then here, it's kind of a nice tribute to Mark. So I think it balances it off.
Yeah, this is kind of like, I know they try to clean it up as best they can, but you can still hear the rawness of this. I don't know. It has a little bit of that surfer fucking guitar in it. Like,
yeah,
it's a little weird. I don't know what could have been made of it. Interesting again, but certainly not like, oh my God, they put words on this. It's a lost masterpiece.
Right.
So interesting. Let's go to the next track.
So Eyes of Love. So this appears also on Rockology. The Rockology version is better. It's harder. It's kind of thicker. It's produced, sounds a little better. This one's a little bit rawer. I think this is seriously if this was a Kiss song, if they released this on a Kiss album with Eric's vocals and spruced up the production, I think that this could have had a chance at being a hit. I think this is a great song. This is a nice version, but the version on Rockology is more of a finished product, but I think this is a standout track. And I think this could have been a big one if it was given a chance for a Kiss, to be on a Kiss album.
So Eyes of Love, this is music lyrics, Eric, Bruce, and Adam. I think Adam talked about this with us when he was on.
That's right. Yep.
Eric is singing the lead and the backup vocals on this. Lead rhythm and bass guitars, additional background vocals by Benny Doro and drums by John Hemfrey. I've never heard this, Tom.
Oh, no?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have Rockology. I didn't get into it yet.
Okay.
I heard this. I love this. I'm like, this is a fucking great song. I'm like, why? This would have fit Kiss.
That's
and this is a great fucking tune. I love how he comes out fucking singing hard right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. Again, this is a lost fucking gem.
Yeah, and if you like I said, if you like this version, give a listen to the one on Rockology. It's that much better.
Yep.
Yeah, great stuff.
Interesting that this is the rawer version that what the original more polished one looks like and sounds like. So,
and doing the drums, Zeus mentioned John Humphrey. He appears a couple times on here. He's a huge fan of Eric Carr. He's actually the drummer for Seether.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that he's on here.
All right, next track.
All right, this one's kind of cool for me, at least. Bill Aucoin talking about Eric Carr. First of all, Bill Aucoin's from here. He's from this area. So you can kind of hear that Boston accent, Eric Carr. And it's nice, for me, I've never really heard Bill Aucoin talk.
Yes.
So I think it's cool to hear him talk about Eric Carr and kind of give us a little inside of what was going on at that time with him as a person and the band and everything. So I really enjoyed this little snippet.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, actually, hearing Bill Aucoin talk. And you can tell the genuine fondness that he has, like, when he turns to Eric, he says, he was just such a sweet guy. Like, and why he picked, Eric of all the other people. and the frustration in his voice as he's describing the previous people that were trying out, and this guy's got this, but he doesn't have this, and then he found like Eric Carr, and his voice just goes up. It's a great little clip. I like it.
Yep, me too.
Next track.
So this is Through the Years, and it says it's live, and you can hear some crowd stuff. So it's interesting because it says it's it's 17-year-old Paul Caravello practicing these drums in his basement. And it says it's dedicated to the memory of Bill Aucoin. So again, it's another instrumental. It's, a drum featurette, I guess you could call it, for Eric. Just more cool stuff, kind of, a peek behind the curtain of Eric Carr as a young musician, a young drummer.
Yeah, I like the fact that I bet you drummers listen to this and pick up on stuff.
Yeah.
To me, I know with the, it's dedicated to Bill Aucoin and all that stuff is great. I have no use for this shit. No offense. I don't like, but he's Eric Carr, the legendary drummer. So any drum tracks they found of him, I'm sure they should put it out there. But it sounds no difference in the breakdown the middle of Eric Carr's, Car Jam 81. So
right.
I don't know. I have personally no use for this kind of stuff, but all right.
Fair. That's fair.
Let's go to the next track.
So this is I Cry at Night. This is about as raw as it gets. This is from 1967. He's performing with his first band called the Cellarmen. I guess all you can just say is it's nice to hear a very young Eric Carr kind of performing, that mid-late 60s Beatles style kind of, when rock and roll was young. And, I guess that's all you can kind of say about that.
Yeah, this is interesting. From what I understand, I can't believe that he's got something that he was doing in 1967.
That's incredible.
That's recorded.
Yeah.
Because I don't find him to be older. I don't think he was older than Gene and Paul, and their stuff is not from the 60s. All their stuff that's got recorded was in the 70s, I believe, and I could be wrong.
No, Paul, I was going to say Paul Caravello. Eric was 17 in 1967. Yeah.
Yeah. So listening to this, what's interesting is that this is 67. This is Eric. He's singing he's the lead vocals on this band, the Cellarmen, while he's singing this song. I don't think there's any drums really. And I don't know if he's playing drums or harmonica or tambourine or whatever stuff that he's been credited to playing for the Cellarmen. It sounds like the Turtles or something.
It's exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
It's just the late 60s. And that's why when I heard this track the first time, I'm like, how fucking old is this? Because this doesn't sound 70s. This sounds late 60s.
Yep.
And,
exactly.
And that's Eric, I believe, singing this song. So I don't know. I don't mind it. It's of the era. It sounds just like it would. Now, if you're gonna be like, oh, that's not as good as fucking All Hell's Breaking Loose. No
right.
shit. This is 1967. I find it interesting. I'm glad this is here. I'm glad I got to hear it.
Me too. Yep.
All right. Next track.
So the last track on the original version of Unfinished Business is audio of Eric joking at rehearsals. I've listened to this a bunch of times. I have no idea what's going on other than noises and being silly. I don't know if he's yeah, that's all that right. That's what I'm taking from it. So again, if you're a Kiss fan, you're listening to us, you're a Kiss fan. We've always heard the stories about how Eric was a jokester and a prankster and a fun guy. So I guess it's just a little insight into that, which is cool.
It sounds like what I used to do when I used to play hockey when I was younger, and the kids would be fighting against people in the corners. You'd just everything would go, da, 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 da. Like you're making fun of them and something. Like, it's just whatever. But I noticed something on my CD.
Okay.
I don't know if it's anywhere else. It does mention and list all the tracks, but when it talks about like comments that the Eric comments, it doesn't have a description, but it just lists them. But on mine, it doesn't list it. It stops with I Cry at Night.
See, oh wow, yeah, because on mine, so right underneath mine, it's at the very bottom. It's written in that blue font right underneath.
Yeah, mine doesn't have it. Oh, mine's a collector's item. Oh, you
got an
sell
error.
it.
You got an error pressing.
Yeah, which is interesting because that should be the last track on the original pressing of this, right? The 18th track.
That's right.
And then the remaining 5 tracks are basically the unreleased stuff that you get with this new record store release, correct?
Yep. And it says these rare bonus tracks have never been released and were directly transferred from Eric Carr's personal tapes. Ranging from rock to blues, these songs showcase Eric's lead vocals and drum performances while providing a glimpse into the various bands he played with prior to joining Kiss.
Yeah. And this is the first one.
So this is I Found You, the One I Adore, another one from his band, The Cellarmen, from 1968. It's similar to I Cry at Night. You know, it's that mid-late 60s, like Zeus said, like the Turtles, the Beatles, that kind of like just early rock at its infancy type sound.
Yeah, I believe this was also on Eric's DVD, Inside the Tale of the Fox.
Mm-hmm. I think so, yes.
Yeah, so this is Eric singing. Again, it's like the fucking Turtles or something.
Yep.
Of that era. It's like that almost little psychedelic, the Animals or something like that. It's got a little more psychedelic, a little more experimental version. And Eric's got a decent voice on this. And again, I don't mind this kind of stuff. It's kind of a history lesson. Listen to this music.
Yep.
It's okay. It's all right. Let's go to the next track.
Down by the River. This is from 1974 from another band that he was in called Salt and Pepper. Apparently music and lyrics are by Neil Young. Yeah, I mean, it's just not my kind of thing here, but it's cool to get some insight into Eric at the time. So, you know, it's fine. I guess that's all I can say. It's fine.
So this is a Neil Young cover. It's fucking long. I can tell you that. The track is long, about over 7 minutes long. Eric, I think, does like the middle version. There's somebody else who's hitting fucking all sorts of crazy high notes on this. The music sounds, again, like surfer music, shit you heard on the Pulp Fiction soundtrack.
Exactly.
And then in between there, you got Eric singing. It's almost when the Temptations got into their psych phase.
Yep.
That's what Salt and Pepper sound like when they were into that Norman Whitfield kind of music. And they started doing this kind of like psychedelic shack. That's where it's at. Psychedelic shack. That's where it's at. Like that.
Salt or Salt and Pepper's here, and we came to out rap you. Oh, different Salt and Pepper.
That's the other song.
What a man, what a mighty goat man.
With that Arnold bass. I remember that part of that song.
What the good man. Yes, I also like that song Shoop. It goes shoop, baby, shoop.
I want to shoop.
You have to push it. Yes, you got to push it, baby. Like the Salt and Pepper band.
Anyways, yeah, this is kind of, it's got that Cloud 9. You can do whatever.
Well, save that for the next track.
Yes. All right, let's go to the next one.
Get Down from 1974 studio demo from his band Creation. Now, this is like Boogie Nights porn music right here. But here's the funny thing about this. So, I have the vinyl. I had it on, and I was doing stuff around the house, so it's kind of breezing through all the tracks. And all of a sudden, I'm in the kitchen doing something. Like, this is still on. Like, I'm like, is the record, like, skipping? And I look at it, it's like 8 minutes long. And the last, like, 4 minutes is just, get on down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. I'm like, okay, look, I love disco.
Everybody get down.
I mean, look, I love disco, so I thought it was kind of cool, but I'm like, this is just so random right now. But
I told you, I love the fucking, I love the psychedelic era of the Temptations where they started getting into this. Yeah, to me, it's like all of a sudden, Eric is in this crazy funk band.
Yeah.
Psychedelic funk. Like,
yeah, he's like cool in the gang.
Yeah, I mean, the song goes on and on and on, but it's, again, you can go in the kitchen and cook your dinner and fucking the song started when you put oil in the pan and when you
Still playing.
when you put the food on the table. It's still, I think it's interesting. I like it. Not a bad
Me too.
song.
Oh, no, me too. I agree.
All right, let's get to the second last track.
Black Magic Woman cover song here. This is circa 1972. It says Salt and Pepper. I mean, I like the original version of this by Santana, so I think it's
Fuck
cool.
Santana. He's a fucking dick. Carlos
Wow.
Santana. Fuck him.
Did I miss something? Why do we hate him?
Because he fucking shits on Kiss and bands like that all the time. He's always shit on Kiss.
See, I don't care enough about him to know that.
Yeah, Gene shot back at him too. Like, but
Okay. Well,
Fuck
I like this song.
oh,
So.
he's an important musician, Tom.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Yeah, he's Carlos Santana.
Fuck him.
I'd rather have fucking Tito Santana.
Fucking George Jefferson looking motherfucker.
But yeah, it's a cover song. I think it's kind of cool. Whatever. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I have no problem with this. They do an admirable job on it. I think they can sing. The whole band is pretty good. They could have, you can't tell the difference. If you saw them live, you'd probably be like, what the fuck? Sounds just like it.
Right.
Thought this pretty good version of it too. So,
Yep. Me too.
all right. Last track, Tom.
Finish off with another cover. Listen to the music. This is from 1977. Mother Nature, Father Time. It says Copperfields. Were they playing at our favorite bar in Boston?
Yeah, remember Copperfields?
Copperfields. The place was awesome. So yeah, originally by the Doobie Brothers. Another cover. I like the original. So I think this is kind of cool. It's obviously like raw kind of recording, but you know, I'm glad to have it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. This is when they became Mother Nature, Father Time
Yeah.
version
Weird name
of creation.
Weird name for a band.
Yeah. Again, good version, the song. They perform it admirably.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on if you like the song better than you like Black Magic Woman.
Right.
I can't tell that, the treble is off on this. And, they didn't let the fucking drums breathe. What? God damn it.
Yep.
Anyways, Tom, those are the tracks. Final thoughts?
I'm not going to try to pitch this to somebody and say that you have to absolutely own this, but if you're a big Kiss nerd like we all are and people who listen to this are, I think you have to add this to your collection. It's nice to have. The packaging is gorgeous. It's nice to kind of get a behind the scenes look of Eric Carr. If you like Joey Casada, and I'm not sure if anybody does, you might like what he does on here with his band ZO2. It's nice. Am I going to go put this on when I'm sitting on the deck having a few beers this summer? Probably not. But like we always say, I'd rather have it than not have it. So I guess that's my lukewarm recommendation on it.
Yeah, this is for the ultimate Kiss nerd, right? Yep. So
Yep.
I'm glad I have this. This isn't anything that I would say, oh, God, would I waste my money? Because I can imagine what some demo type albums by other Kiss artists members would release and what shit would be on it. But it's the late, great Eric Carr. So everything, even the things that we would get annoyed about, like, who the fuck wants to hear Ace talk about playing pinball? Like, to us, listening to this is different because you get Eric's voice, you get a Bill O'Coin voice, you get some, I don't know, weird fucking psychedelic funk music. You get some 80s pop metal. You get some hard rock riffs. You get all sorts of stuff.
It's like an audio biography of Eric Carr, kind of.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of stuff.
Yeah.
Some songs and tracks are obviously better than others. I'm glad this is out. I'm glad I got it. But the thing that I pick up on this, the main thing I pick up on this is like, Eric was fucking really talented and they really underused him when he was in the band. That's the big thing I pick up.
That's the frustration. He was completely suppressed by the band. And I don't know if any of us will ever know why.
The last thing I want to add is listening to him sing some songs. Okay. They tried to make him sing like Peter Criss when he did like Black Diamond, things like that. He doesn't sing like Peter Criss.
No.
He's got his own little voice. They should have let him sing songs that he could sing like in his way. And I think that would have been better for the band. I think it would have been better for him because he's got a really good voice. Not just like, yeah, he's okay. No, he's got a real good voice.
He's got a really good voice. I agree. Yep.
And so I wish they gave him a chance to sing things in his own way. and it's just wasted opportunity, and it's too bad.
I agree.
Tom, we're going to try to figure out how to fucking rank 23 tracks, including spoken word tracks. This is going to be an adventure. But let's go, Tom. Let's try this. Let's go number 23.
So for me, I'll just real quick. It was easy to throw the ones at the bottom, and it was easy to throw the few at the top. The middle of it is just throw a dart for me. But at number 23, I'm putting "I Cry at Night."
Really? You really?
Yeah,
I
I just don't like that style of music. I don't like. Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with, and I know this is like, again, unreleased shit. So how are you really being tough on it? Like, Through the Years is a drum solo. It does nothing for me, and it should, because I know it's, personal, because Eric playing a drum solo and Eric's a drummer, but I don't want to hear it. No offense.
Okay. Number 22, another old one here. "I Found You."
All right, Tom, the next track here I'm going to pick is "Midnight Stranger."
Okay.
It doesn't do anything for me as well. This just guitar kind of weird jingly thing, fucking surferboard music. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm penalizing all these old things that sound terrible audio wise. So number 21 for me is "Troubles Inside You." I mean, God bless who's on it, but
Okay. I'm going to go with Eric joking at rehearsals, because if it was Eric saying a funny story or Eric doing something, it's just like weird noises. Like it didn't really do anything for me.
Number 20 for me is going to be another old one there, "Down by the River."
So I went down to the river and pray, thinking about, Oh Brother, We're Out There, one of the best soundtracks there fucking was for a movie. I'm going to go with our buddy Joey Caserta in Car Jam 81. It's a drum solo. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Fair enough. And number 19 for me, you kind of had it a minute ago there, Eric joking. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. I'm going to go with "Down by the River to Pray."
Okay. Number 18 for me, it would be ranked higher if we got the vocal version, but number 18 is "Dial L for Love."
18, I'm going back to the 60s. "I Cry at Night."
17 for me, you picked this already, "Midnight Stranger."
17 for me is a fucking get down on it. Get down on it. Your back go against the wall.
16 for me is their cover of "Listen to the Music." Just, I like the original, but this is just
16, I'm going to go with "Listen to the Music" as well.
Okay. 15 for me is Get Down.
All right. "I Found You." Yeah, that "I Found You" is number 19, is 15 for me.
Okay. Number 14 for me, this is kind of when I kind of go on a run of like some of the audio clips. Number 14 for me is Eric Talks About Mark St. John.
14, "Black Magic Woman."
Okay. 13 for me, Eric talks about his Kiss audition.
13 for me, Eric talks about his music.
Okay. And that's my number 12, Eric talking about his music.
12, I'll put Eric talks about Mark St. John, which I'm just like, oh, that's a little odd.
I know. 11 for me is Eric speaks to his fans.
Yeah, I'll take Eric talks about his audition as 11 for me.
Okay. Number 10, Through the Years. I don't know. I kind of like it. I know it's a drum solo, but I like drums.
All right, Tom, I'm going to take Eric speaks to his fans as 10.
Okay. Number 9 for me, Black Magic Woman.
People, this is kind of silly. Eric likes his audition. Eric,
right, I know.
Ranking these, but we're just throwing this together. Just out
we do it because we're
OCD.
We're OCD and we rank everything. So
yeah. So number 9, I'm going to go with the reggae version of Shandy.
Nice. Number 8, I'm going. Just Can't Wait.
Number 8, I'm going to go with Bill O'Coin Talks About Eric.
Okay. Number 7 for me is Shandy.
I mean, I have it as 9, so it just makes me not. The fact that I don't hate it gives it so much kudos for me.
Yep.
7 for me, I'm going to go with Dial L for love.
Okay. Number 6 for me is Bill Coyne talking about Eric.
Number 6, I'm going to go in No One's Messing With You. I like Little Caesar. It's just this version isn't as good.
That's my number 5.
Number 5 for me, I'm going to go with Just Can't Wait. Yeah, danger, danger.
Number 4 for me, I'm giving Joey Casada some love because I like the version on Revenge. So, Car Jam.
Horrendous fucking drummer. All right. Number 4 for me, I'm going to go with our friend Mitch Weissman. I like that. It sounds like kind of spooky, him singing in the closet and all that stuff.
Wow,
Trouble Inside You.
Holy shit, dude. 23 tracks. Me and you were going to have the same top 3.
That's not hard.
No, I know.
I think these are all standout, though.
Yeah, I don't know if the order will be the same, but number 3 for me is All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Same here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, they do a good version and Admirable I love the song. So the fact that they do a good version of it, I mean, they got to get ranked high. Number
2 for me is The Elephant Man.
Number 2 for me is that killer song. Eyes of Love is a great fucking song.
All right, that's my number 1. I thought we were going to have the same top 3, but you are not an animal.
Number 1
is
Elephant Man. I need to listen to it again.
I know. It's a catchy song.
When no one's in the car, I will play this song.
I know you will. Of course I do.
Like the Elephant Man.
Oh my God.
We're going to create a box set of great Kiss titles. Mongoloid Man, Elephant Man, My Uncle is a Raft. Stanley the Parrot. For the Pursuit of Rock and Roll, whatever the fuck is. Genghis Khan is going to be on that box set too, huh, Gene?
Yep.
And that's it. That is a breakdown of Unfinished Business. We recommend you get it. So what we do after this is we go and rank this against previous reviewed albums by Kiss members outside of Kiss.
Indeed.
What have we reviewed so far, Tom?
Peter Criss, Out of Control. Vinnie Vincent, Invasion, All Systems Go. Ace Frehley, Trouble Walkin'. Badlands, Self-Titled. Paul Stanley, Soul Station, Now and Then. And Ace Frehley, 10,000 Volts.
Tom, how did you rank yours?
So for the covers here, I have at number 6, Now and Then, Soul Station. Number 5, Trouble Walkin'. Number 4, Badlands. Number 3, All Systems Go. Number 2, Out of Control. And number 1, 10,000 Volts. Now, I'm ranking this based on I have the vinyl Record Store Day box set, and I'm including packaging and everything. But anytime there's an album cover that friggin' lights up, it's automatic number 1.
Wow.
Automatic.
Wow.
So it's number 1 for me, the cover.
All right, Tom, for me, I have from the bottom up, Trouble Walkin', Now and Then, Paul Stanley, Soul Station, Badlands, 10,000 Volts, All Systems Go, Out of Control at number 1. This is also going to be my number 1. It's awesome.
Nice.
I love it. It's different.
Yep.
It's got the old Kiss look to it. It's got a lot of Kiss features like the name and the font, and then a bunch of packaging within. And I think when we do album covers, we also do like packaging matters and stuff. Overall, it's great. I think it's a fucking excellent job. They hit it out of the park. So Eric Carr's Unfinished Business is my number 1 for album covers.
Yep. All right.
So let's go to the album itself, Tom.
Okay. So number 6 for me is Soul Station, Now and Then. Number 5 is Out of Control. Number 4, 10,000 Volts. Number 3, Trouble Walkin'. Number 2, All Systems Go. Number 1, Badlands. God bless Eric Carr, but there's just a lot of stuff on here that's demos and poor audio quality and interspersed with some audio clips. I enjoyed it, but these 6 other things that we reviewed are all proper albums with, fully produced songs. So as much as I love Eric Carr, it pains me, but I'm putting this last.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Well, for me, I have my albums ranked like this. From the bottom up, Trouble Walkin', then Out of Control, 10,000 Volts, Now and Then, Soul Station, Badlands 2, and All Systems Go 1. Again, I don't think anybody's beaten my All Systems Go. Unfinished Business is going to go last. It is so top heavy.
Yeah.
That it's hard. It's hard to kind of get through it. And it's not last by a mile. It's close to Trouble Walking, believe me. But
I get it.
It's got to be there because it's got too much. It's not a full album. It's obviously a demo type album, and it is what it is. But the top songs on this if I went top songs, those two top songs would probably make this album go up to like probably 4.
Yeah.
But
I could see that.
Unfortunately, it's a whole album, and it doesn't measure up to the other ones. So, Tom, that's the final review of Unfinished Business. What we do next is we go to Question of the Week.
Yep, we got one here from our longtime friend and listener and supporter, Graham Richley.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good one. He says, after the release of the 1978 solo albums, Ace was given more album time by Kiss. His next 8 songs on Kiss albums were 2000 Man, Hard Times, Save Your Love, Talk to Me, Two Sides of the Coin, Torpedo Girl, Dark Light, and a co-write on Escape from the Island. If this was an actual Ace album, how would it stack up against his 78 solo album? Better or worse?
Better.
Not even close. Better by a billion, Graham.
I wouldn't go that
far.
No,
it's better. No, because if that was an album, there's no skips. For me, there's no skips.
Yeah, I see that. But I mean, for me, I like his 78 solo album. I just think it's overrated.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rip It Out. I love Speeding Back to My Baby. I like a couple songs, but all these songs I love, and including Escape from the Island. I know you hate instrumentals, but I like it a lot. Graham just says, I would choose these later songs. I think overall they're more even. And then he finishes off by saying, all the best. Thanks as always for providing a top quality forum for us Kiss-tards. Yeah, Graham. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much. It's a great question. I love debates about stuff like that. So thanks, buddy, for chiming in with that one. Good stuff.
Yeah. Tom, where can people find us?
Always go to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find all of our episodes, the Shout It Out Loudcast episodes, Dome Damage, Album Review Crew, Zeppelin Chronicles. You can find links to our Patreon, links to all of our social media, links to our Shout It Out Loudcast merch and our Amazon shopping. You can find links to all of our friends and all the amazing guests that we've had on there. There's a whole page for all that. And you can comment directly from the website, and we receive those comments in the form of an email. And speaking of email, if you want your question of the week to be part of the show, we do one every week at the end of the show. And at the end of the year, we usually do a mailbag. So please keep the questions coming. And the best way to do that is to email them to us at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We like to say that we read every single email that you send to us, but we don't want feedback ending up being 3-4 hours. So we pick and choose a few each week. So please continue to send those. And of course, very active on social media. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. And we always like to say that we are a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows.
Yeah, you can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on Threads, TikTok. Check out our Spotify playlist. And if you want to see the playlist to the songs and the albums that we do for our episodes, you got to go to our profile. And that's where you'll see the playlist drop down box.
Yep.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate that. And give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get them. Wherever you can give one, please do so. It helps the show. And we have another one here, Tom, I'm going to read to you.
Nice.
This is on Apple Podcasts. This is from Ivan Gloucester.
Okay.
And he writes, that's why I love Kiss, and gives a 5-star review. I recently became a fan of Kiss. Podcasts like this, made for the fans, by the fans, is a huge reason why. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Ivan. We appreciate you and all our listeners, despite what I bitch about all the time. So feel free to send us emails at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, and go to our website, as Tom had mentioned, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Tons of shit there. Merch. New shirts designs are out there. Pick up a Shout It Out Loudcast shirt, an Ace Cult shirt, wherever you think, or whichever design you so desire. You can go and see all our rankings and reviews. This ranking will be up. So check out our previous rankings of albums made by members of KISS outside of KISS, or anything else, including songs, or how we rank them. And you can comment on that, and those comments will stay with the actual website. So you'll always be able to see them, unlike on social media where the comment and the stuff kind of disappear as time goes on. And what we always like to do here is at the end is famous last words. Do you have any, Tom?
Oh, I do. In the heat of the night, just got to know the score. Hungry on the outside, burning on the inside. Don't let me beg for more. Yeah.
Just like the Elephant Man. Nothing's changed inside. People don't see the same. They smile with fear in their eyes. The late, great Eric Carr, Tom, Loudcasters, KISS Army, thank you.
Eric Carr, awesome stuff here. Love having this as part of our collection. Loudcasters, Patreons, everybody out there, you guys rock. Thank you so much. And Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?